I recently got called out for fake and misleading info on isometrics in this video here. Now, normally I don't respond to the movement police, but today I'm clapping back with some common sense training principles that I've used to improve mobility, build connection, and ultimately instill a level of confidence in my body and movement. Traditional thinking with isometrics is holding a position for a duration of time with no movement, steady as a rock. Now on paper, you got me. That is what an isometric hold is. But in training, it doesn't always look like or feel like complete stillness. And from my perspective, it shouldn't. Of course, building positional strength is important. So I hit these positions with the intention of stillness. And I recognize that in stillness, there is still subtle movement, intuitive adjustments. The body begins to settle into connection. So why would I resist that? This illustrates the first principle I want to share with you. Stop forcing the position and trust it. There's a reason we get into these positions for a duration of time, because the experience changes over time. In my experience, when we get out of the way, we stop holding on to this unnecessary tension. The body moves towards that integration and harmony. This builds a receptive and responsive body, one that is relaxed and ready to move. Not all tied up in resistance, holding on to tension. This is wasted effort and energy. I know this isn't the traditional definition of isometrics, but I don't really care. I'm interested in getting into these positions, getting out of them, moving through them. One of the most powerful ways to build your body through isometrics is through directional intent. This allows us to train movement into and out of the positions without any visual change in the position, but the internal experience is quite different. That intent drives movement, and it provides the opportunity for the body to organize into more effective and efficient movement strategies. So let's say I want to get more depth in my push-up and feel stronger at that range. I'm going to elevate my hands and drop down through a push-up, coming into more of a passive stretch. So I'm gonna come all the way down, and I'm just gonna breathe in this position, allowing myself to get a little more familiar with the stretch sensation and the breath. Hang out here for anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. And then from there, nothing's gonna change with the position, but I'm gonna drive the hands into the ground or into the blocks to ramp up that tension. So my body wants to lift off, but I'm just gonna hold it here, continuing to ramp up tension, ramp up tension. As long as there's no pain, I can really ramp this up. Breathing into it. Now I can do lift-offs up off the ground. So this is going to be a little movement, but I'm going to drive those elbows back, pulling off, lifting off, and coming back down. If this is really tough, I can give myself the opportunity for more lift-off. Forehead on the ground, hands on the ground. In that position, I can be going through an iso, but also have intent with where I'm headed with the movement. Now, if you want to increase the load, go into the iso hold and then use that directional intent, pulling the ground towards the body and pressing the ground away from the body, which, yes, may result in a little movement, and with that, a lot more connection in the position and the push-up actions, which leads into this last principle: connect with the movement. Slow lowers and slow rises are an incredible way to integrate positional strength into expressing movement that feels more connected through a greater range of motion. This hits the eccentric, isometric, and concentric phases of the movement. Simple tempo schemes like 5-5-5 or 3-1-3 hit on this same principle. I like to use these and go more extreme with longer duration lowers and rises like I'm going through here. Another great move to integrate that trust of the position, the directional intent, along with the slow lowers and rises is this elevated split squat. So I've got a block here in a wall, and I'm going to point my belly button, rudder the back leg from the hip, from the pelvis, so it's pointing at the front knee. I'm going to, instead of go forward, I'm gonna get a little heavier through the tail, Use the support as needed, coming down into this vertical split squat, drive through the block and come up. So that's the exercise. What are we gonna do? Well, we drop down and we hold the position. Driving through the block, driving through that back leg, building up that connection. Now I can maintain the position, drive through the block as if I'm going to come up out of it. Nothing's changing, creating force down, awesome. And I can do the same thing as if I'm sinking lower. I'm pulling myself into the position. And then lastly, I can work through this, driving through the 3 points of contact of the foot, and then controlling down into that split squat. So there you can see how all three of those principles, those layers, weave in, that's pretty dang tiring, into one exercise, a way for us to continue to foster that connection that we want to build. So again, heavy through the tail, a little rotation of that belly button towards front leg, owning the position. And I know from experience here that things change. The experience changes. Things start to move internally. So don't resist that. Let it happen. Driving through as if we're coming up. Whoo, that's cooking right now. Pulling down, feeling a little work through the hamstring. And I'm pretty much out of gas, but I'm gonna get 2 reps here. Whew. Okay, ISOs, you can do a lot with them. You can call them something else, doesn't really matter. This is all about having tools to continue to get stronger, to feel more confident in those positions, and most importantly, moving into, out of, and through those positions, because that is really what we want to be building. That's my clap back. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you did, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy this style of training, this style of teaching and guidance, that's what I do inside the smoov community on School. You hop in there, you get started with the 14-day program baseline. This is gonna establish all the principles, the concepts, the things we focus on in this practice in those first 2 weeks. And then we build on that. Strength, mobility, and athleticism. All of this you can do at home with minimal equipment. It's a lot of fun. I'm in the community every single day. We have weekly calls where we break things down like this, make sure that you get your questions answered and dialed in. I could talk about all the wins that we're having in this community, but the best thing to do is hop in there. First 7 days are free, and you can sign up using the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Stay smoov.